Welcome everybody. We are in session number 1 of our May 9th class, software quality assurance class, and that is the introductory session. So we will talk about different aspects of how that program works, and we will also talk about some specific issues related to the subject itself. And I will answer your questions. It's a part of the deal. So you will have the opportunity to ask questions. And I have some plan which I want to deliver. But meanwhile, whatever your questions and concerns might be, so I'm here to be of help. And before we begin, let's start with the most kind of generic things here. So portnov.net is the online class website. So we have online class and we have campus here in Sunnyvale, California. So campus is a different program, and we work together, but we are two different organizations. Okay, two different organizations, and you are now here at portnov.net, the online program. And so we also have Instagram account. I have, and it's in Russian actually. And we have YouTube channel, Silicon Valley Voice, which is also in Russian. But most of you, maybe 95%, are Russian-speaking folks. Here is the schedule for the class. Here is the schedule for the class. The link, you can go there and see our schedule. And for the first three sessions of the class, which are trial sessions, so you go there to make your mind. I mean, some of you already made your mind because you probably know about our program for your friends, maybe your spouses. We do not advertise, so we have zero advertisement whatsoever. So if you come to us, probably you know someone who studied here, you know maybe someone who knows someone who studied here. But for the first three trial sessions, that is the class page where we go for homework. And then after the session number 3, if you decide to stay in the class, so then there's going to be another class page for the rest of the class. And if you go to that, if you go to that online homepage, that is how it looks like. It shows you the 20 sessions which I will teach you. Okay, we have more. We have 100 hours, and here we have just 20. But that is what I teach. And we have session 1 from the previous class, which was January 6th. So we have it recorded. Then we have session 2 recorded, and then we have session 3 recorded. So, and then we have session 4 recorded for the homework for session 4. Okay, which will be, I mean, you will get access to the session 4 after you decide to stay in the class and pay the money. And that is how you pay the money. So you go to that payment button, and it brings you to the payment interface. And we take, God knows, here is the direct link for that payment interface. But so no rush, guys. I mean, you have to pay to get to the session number 4, which will happen Monday next week. So you have the full week of to make your mind. So we take credit cards and PayPal and Zelle and bank transfer and Google Pay. So pretty much all you might need. So we have a schedule, and schedule is linked on the home page, online home. It's here. So that is the link to the schedule. We can go there and see what that schedule is about. Yeah, you can see it. It will tell you pretty much what we're going to teach. Yeah, so different aspects of the program. Okay, if you want to know more about it. Okay, what else? So schedule. That is the place, the forum. Forum is the place where you will post your homework. And we also keep some interview preparation materials there. So it's a kind of convenient format for, not exactly for discussions, but for posting your homework assignments. And when you register on the forum, guys, it will ask you, it's called random questions. So it says, what brought you here, guys? The only answer it will accept is this. If you want to register here, that is the answer to the random question. What else? We have sub forum there with interview questions and answers, elaborated interview questions and answers. When it comes to joining the class, not right now, you don't need it right now, but if you decide to join the class, so you will pay the money and register right here. Register on that page. It will create your account in our database, and we will enable your account, and by enabling your account, we will give you access to all the resources we have in the school. Okay. So eventually it will come to that. So if you decide to pay the money, you pay the money and register, and let us know you registered so we can enable your account. And that is the class page. It doesn't exist yet, but that is the class page where you're going to have access to after you register. Guys, regarding the chats, we have two chats. Let me show you. One chat is called May 9, 2022 trial. That is the chat for 3 trial sessions. And another one is called May 9, 2022 trial informal. The first chat is to be used only when we are in session. The trial chat is to be used in between sessions. So you do not distract anybody while we are in the class. Then we have chat, which is called May 9, 22 extra. That one is for people who want to repeat the program with you. And we keep them in a separate chat here. But eventually, we will add them to the informal chat. So you can chat together in between sessions. After first 3 sessions, we will put them in the informal chat as well. We have unlimited, the policy of unlimited auditing of the class. So you can repeat the class anytime you want, no questions asked, no money charged, no extra money charged, and so on. So people who want to repeat the class with you, okay, they are in that chat. And we have what, 69 people here. Okay. Good. I don't know how many people will be in your class actually. I'm seeing here it says 207. From my observations, out of 207, we might have maybe 120, 130. But then within 1 month after we start, maybe another 20, 30 people will join. So altogether, we might be looking at 140, maybe 150 people in that class. That is where we're going to be, hopefully. Okay, and when it comes to the chats, guys, so chat is not a social gathering, okay? You discuss only class-related things, only. Then, no spam and no distraction policy. Distractions means you put a smile, you say thank you very much, or something like that. Each and every time you do that, you distract 100, maybe 200 people. Don't do that. Only informative things. No links to third-party resources without my approval. Okay? So you cannot say, you know, guys, I found a good book or I found a good website. Nobody is here to learn from you. Okay? You come here to learn from me. If you think there is a valuable resource, you show it to me. and I can put it on your class web page, so everybody will have access. You do not use our chats to create your own groups or anything like that without my approval. For example, you might say, Michael, we want to have a chat for members of that class who live in Chicago. I don't mind. But you ask me, and I create the chat for you, okay? You do not solicit people to connect to you, God knows where, and so on. I will create the chat for you, no problem. We teach the Russian language class, open class, with many hundreds of people joining, and then there was a request to create a sub chat for those who speak Ukrainian. No problem. I just created that chat for Ukrainians. 200 people in the chat. It's fine, but you do not violate the rules of the game. You ask me to do something, and then I will help if I consider that to be valuable. And the rules we have here are created to protect those who are interested in learning and getting a job. Okay? All the rules are to protect them. And we've been doing that since, God knows, 94, okay, 28 years. In August, our school is going to be 28 years old. And that online program we started 11 years ago in May of 2011. So what I'm saying, we have experience, we know how to do things right. And what we expect you to have is the trust. So you put your trust in me personally, because I create all the rules and I run that program. And in case you don't know, I started that school in 1994, and that is the first software testing school in the world, in the history of humankind. Okay, so I know what I'm doing. Believe me. Okay, so far, guys, any problems, any issues, anything you want to ask? So when it comes to the rules, so we expect you to follow the rules because you are a big group, and if you start violate the rules, it will turn the whole thing into mess. Nobody writes anything, so nobody says, yes, sure, no problem, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, okay. Okay, good, finally. Okay, good. At least some feedback, so I know you're listening and you can hear me. I cannot find the chat extra. You shouldn't be able to find it unless you are in that chat. How can you find it? You have to be there. To get into that chat, to get into the extra, people who graduated or people who maybe didn't graduate, but maybe they just started but didn't graduate, they have to write to us directly and say, guys, please include me into the May 9 extra chat because I want to repeat that class. They have to communicate to us directly. Okay, sure, good, guys. So we are ready to jump on the subject. Okay. So first of all, I want to tell you about the concept, educational concept of 4 levels of learning. 4 levels of learning. And before I actually start, let me ask you, it is my assumption that if you are in that class, you are here to get a job in software testing. So you are not here for educational purposes or whatever. God knows, maybe you just like to take classes and, anybody here who is not here for getting a job, for changing your career. Anybody who has different problem in mind, different, God knows, idea in mind. No. Okay, both. Both is not good. You have to get a job. To get a job, you have to have a purpose of getting a job. Okay, that is the only one, the single most important one. We need a job. Okay, that's it. Okay, good. Now, guys, to get a job, you have to get to a certain level of understanding of the material, and that is why we talk about 4 levels of learning. Level number 1, called recognition. Recognition means, for example, you go to an interview and they ask you, how do you do this, or do you know what that is? And you say, yeah, Michael told us something. Yeah, I did hear about that. You recognize the term, but you cannot do anything without outside help. You cannot do it. You need someone to help you to do it. So you have an idea, but not able to solve the problem without outside help. Means no job. Level one is not where you want to be to get a job. Level 2, reproduction level. You can solve the problem yourself. So, for example, I teach you how to change tires on an automobile. And level 1, you watched me, but you cannot do it yourself. Level 2, you can actually come and change the tire. You get a job. Okay? Jobs come at level 2. You have to be able to do it yourself without outside help. Then we have other things which we don't care much about so far. So subjective creativity, subjective, it is kind of new to you, but you know what? You can do something you never did before. That is called expert level. So when you start working and 3, 4, 5 years from now, you become expert level folks who are kind of finding solutions for something they didn't do before. And then level number 4 is objective creativity, something which doesn't exist in the world. So science, that kind of thing. We don't care about science, really. And at the moment, we don't care about expert level. We need a job. The job comes with level 2. You have to achieve level 2. The difference between level 1, when you listen to me, and level 2, where you can do it, is practice and hard work. You have to practice. If all you do is just go into one lecture, another lecture, another lecture, another lecture, you are at level 1. You cannot do it. Oh yeah, Michael told me, yeah, I remember. But that's it, no job. Your part of the deal is you do the homework, you do the projects. We're going to have 2 projects in that class. Mobile application testing and web application testing. You have to do the projects, you have to do the homework, and that is the key. If that part is missing, guys, there is no job. Is that what I'm really clear about? Do you understand? Okay, I'm just trying to make sure, guys, we are partners. So I do my part and you do your part, which makes us partners. Yeah. So because everybody does his part. Okay. Unfortunately, I cannot do it instead of you. I mean, there is certain thing you have to do yourself. That is the no practice, no job. Well, no practice, no level 2. Okay. No level 2. Job is sometimes weird stuff. So you might have no idea and still have a job because a friend, introduces you, to the company where he works or something like that. So job is slightly different. They are related, obviously. The knowledge and employment are related, but it's not like 100% related. Okay, good, guys. So very good. Remember, you agreed. Okay. Now, guys, we go to the homework. Okay, let me tell you how we do the homework. For example, Today we have session number one. Session number one. So how you do the homework? You go to homework part of the session one. You watch that video. It is a pre-recorded webinar. You watch that video, and here are the PowerPoints for that video, for that webinar. Then you go to that page with questions, interview questions, and answers. So what is quality? Here is the answer. What is software quality? Here is the answer. What is software quality assurance? Here is the answer. So on that page, guys, we have how many? I'm just thinking, quite a few interview questions. They are interview questions, pretty much. Now, no. No, okay. The web page. I'm sorry, lost the page. It's here. So you learn the questions and answers. You learn them. Then take the survey. Okay, here is the survey. Basically, the quiz. So you do the quiz, and in that quiz, you answer the questions. And the key point here is you do not answer questions by copy pasting those answers from the previous page where we provide you with answers. So that is where you have to get to the level 2. Means on that page you learn questions and answers. Yeah, you learn them. You can practice. You can take I don't know, a piece of paper or Microsoft Word and practice in answering the questions. Question: what is quality? What is software quality? What is software quality assurance? And blah blah blah. You practice. But when it comes to the quiz, guys, you do not. Yeah, we have open-ended questions. What is software testing? Software quality? No copy-paste here. If you do it in the copy-paste way, you stay at level 1. Okay. To get to level 2, you have to practice in answering those questions. So next time, when it comes to doing the quiz, I understand the first time you might not really know exactly how we wanted to do it, but just remember, when you do the quiz, okay, you do not copy paste anything. You learn it first, learn it to the level of being able to write the answer, and then you go and answer the quiz. So it takes some time. And then we have a lecture of James Beck, who is a great guy, and I'm not sure. Anybody watch that video, guys? The James Beck video? Anybody? Just making sure. Yeah. Did you like it? Started. It is one of the best things you can find on the internet. Honestly, it's a perfect thing, guys. If you didn't have a chance to watch it now, you can watch it next time, maybe over the weekend. But it is something which changes you. It is really, it's very important. Okay, so you watch that video, and after you do all that stuff here, you watch the webinar we did in the previous class, which was January 6th. You go to the January 6th webinar, and I take notes when I go with you, something like that, and that file is here. The notepad file is here, so you can watch the webinar and see the notes I was taking. So that is what completes your homework. So you do homework assignment first, then you watch the previous class, session 1, and then you are ready to go to session 1. And here are the questions, yeah, from that list. What is quality, software quality, practice? make sure you can answer each and every question without looking anywhere. That is your level 2 exercise. But we are right now in session number 1. So tomorrow we have session number 2. So that is your homework. You come to session 2, you watch the pre-recorded video, you look at that website, familiarize yourself with the website, and then you do different things here, and eventually you come to that video and watch it. And again, guys, you might not have enough time to do that. It might easily take 3-4 hours. Okay, it's fine. You still have time, you know. It doesn't have to happen within 1 day, so you can do it. Let's say Wednesday we have no classes. Okay, do the session number 1 properly, then do the session number 2 properly, and prepare to session number 3, which is going to be on Thursday. And then in between Thursday and next Monday, you have Friday, you have Saturday, Sunday, and a half day of Monday. So you have 3.5 days in between. So just organize your schedule, organize your time. Some of you cannot even come to the session because you are working maybe night shift, or you are driving a truck, or whatever reason. Some of you are not in United States time zones, so you might be somewhere in Europe. How many people we have in the class? We have 178 in the class. So wherever you are, just work with your schedule. That is why we give you 3 sessions at no charge as a trial. So you answer yourself the question, am I able to do the homework? Am I able to schedule my time, arrange my time? You know, we expect you to spend maybe 15 hours a week on doing the class, including the live sessions. 15. I mean, if you can spend more time, it's even better. But if you are able to allocate 15 hours a week for doing that, guys, it is perfectly fine. Okay, any questions so far? Can I? I started from webinar January 6th. Cool. Are the sessions recorded? Absolutely. Absolutely. Look at that. Here is your class page. And at the moment, you are seeing here January 6th class. January 6th. After the session, to the right of that here, there's going to be May 9th link. So we will keep both. We will keep 2 links here for a while at least. So definitely everything is recorded. All the previous classes are recorded. For example, look at that. We have January 6th class. Look at that. I can go there, and you can go there. I mean, when you pay tuition and register with our system, and we enable your account, then you have access to all the classes we did before. So that is the class of January 6th. We just finished that one. Then we have September 6th. I keep it on my computer for whatever references, but look at that. So then you have access to all of that. I don't think you need all that. I don't think you have enough time to actually follow. We have video library for you. Video library where you have job search related videos and webinars. Software QA, special topics on software testing. Then we have 10 sessions on SQL, structured query language, basically databases. So with Tatiana Kirchner, who is a kind of real good professional in that area with many years of experience. We have some bonus sessions. We have recording of the QA Express. QA Express is the class I was teaching on campus. So if you want to look at that, it's available. It's recorded. It's all yours. Then we have a couple of sessions on gray box and REST API. REST API actually is a part of your class. So we have that. XML and JavaScript and HTML and more SQL. And then we have WebDriver with Java, WebDriver with Python. And you have your own test automation module in your class. We have 20 hours of test automation, but if you want 40 hours, so we have it. We have it with Python, we have it with Java, we have it with JavaScript actually. And then we have more projects. You have 2 projects in your class, but then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more projects to add to your resume if you want to. So what I'm saying, guys, the only thing which I do not have is your time. You should have time to go over all that. So you can go to all the classes before, all the classes we will teach in future. We have a class, let me show you. We have a class, it is an ongoing class, so we have it right now. It is a morning class. So we are targeting the audience in European time zones. So that class is done in English, but each and every session has Russian subtitles, and then some of the sessions are done in Russian. So we have summaries in Russian. See, it says session 1 for summary. That is taught in Russian. So we have many resources here. That is my point, guys. But you need time. As long as you have time, we are with you. We have no limit to how long it takes, how many times you will repeat yourself. I mean, using the recording for coming to classes and the projects, and then interview preparation, and we do resumes for you. We cover completely your kind of packaging for the job market with projects and resumes and references and all that stuff. So yeah, it is coming. So it's a part of the deal. So coming back to here, we go to the homework for the session number 1. Let me refresh and see how many people participated. 74. But out of 74 people, guys, maybe 20 did it within last hour. It is not the way to do it. So you do it prior to the class, okay, if possible. So let's go there. Let's look at your responses, and we will go over and see how to answer those questions when they come to you. And guys, that stuff is coming directly from interviews. It is not my fantasies or creativity or anything like that. Each and every question in that list of 10 was at some point asked, maybe multiple times asked at the time of interview. So what makes software career attractive to you? It is not about software testing, it's about your positioning. So why you want to be in QA? It allows me to make more money. Guys, we are going to an interview, okay? Going to an interview. And when we do that, we have to beat the competition, okay? We have to be better than others. It's a competitive activity. So we do not talk about money. I mean, money is important, but it is not what we bring to an interview, okay? QA jobs are safer than my job in current profession. I don't know, maybe you work in dynamite factory, I don't know. Guys, QA jobs are not safe. Or let's say the safety comes from your skills, not from the profession. Okay? It's not the profession, it's your level in that profession. It is relatively safe, obviously. So I can tell you, 20 years ago, we would have maybe one QA person for 10 developers. 10 developers, one QA person. In today's world, on average, we have one developer and one tester. So the share of QA people, compared to developers, grew up 10 times. So we grew up 10 times faster, and it is relatively safe. But again, your ability to get a job doesn't come from the fact that you are in QA business or development business, or I don't know, you have a barber shop. It's all about your level in that profession, your skill set. So yes, it is relatively safe, but it is not what we are emphasizing when answering that question. That is a good one. So you just like to work in IT, in high tech. You just like the quality people. You like the environment. You like the drive and all that stuff. You just like it. You don't have to explain why you like ice cream and you do not like I don't know, sushi. Okay, you just like it or don't like it. It doesn't require any proof or any explanation. You just enjoy working in that environment, which is a good answer. And then another one, it says, it employs my natural talent and passion for perfection, which is also a good question, a good answer. But guys, there is one thing to understand. It has to be your answer. You shouldn't lie, okay? You shouldn't say that because you think that is the correct answer, not what you feel, okay? Because the mechanism of lying is not working for you. So people sense that you are lying. You don't want that. You want to be natural. You want to really come with something so they believe you. Believe that you are natural. You are not lying. You are not playing games. So if you can naturally, without playing games, say that, it's a good answer. Okay, guys, maybe you might come with more good answers, guys. So what makes software career attractive to you, guys? Tell me. Maybe you will kind of give me more good answers. No? High demand and fast growing. High demand and fast growing is pretty much about job safety. Yeah? Job safety. And high demand today might not be high demand in 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. High demand is something which you observe today. Fast growing, but so many things are fast growing. Look at IT field. Each and every segment of IT is fast growing. So why QA then? It allows me to work from home. No, don't say that. Because well, it is not really a good motivation. Meaning that some people will offer better looking motivation. So if I have someone who just wants to work from home and someone who is passionate for software quality, guys, I want someone who is passionate for software quality. That is the reason. Location flexibility, surrounding by smart people, environment. So you just like working in IT environment. Fast learn, opportunity of getting more experience, growing, easier to start than other IT jobs. Yeah, you can say that when you come to the school, but when you go to the job market, you do not show them you want something which is easier. Okay. Okay, guys. So far, I would say, let's stick to the two answers I gave you. Okay, you enjoy working in IT environment, or you just like to see things, being perfect or close to perfect. Okay, don't say anything you mentioned in that Skype chat. Okay, don't say that. Negative testing. So when they ask you what's negative testing, so you immediately think, okay, what is negative, what is positive, and what is the difference between negative and positive? Okay, so you have to kind of draw the line between negative and positive. We have answers for you here. Okay, so I wrote here what I told you before. What is negative testing? Definition. If we go to the forum here, we have that section called interview questions, software QA interview questions. And then we have maybe 20, 21, I'm not sure. Toaster, ad hoc, black box. What is negative testing? Okay. On the forum, guys, we have answers which are more elaborated. Again, why we want more elaborated answers? Because we want to beat the competition. We want to be better than competition because we want to get a job. So the definition, which was on that page here in session 1, here, learn interview questions and answers. On that page, the definition was aimed at negative testing, aimed at showing that software handles properly situations in which user acts not as user is supposed to act. That is opposite to positive testing. So in positive testing, we want to make sure that if user does things correctly, so the software responds, in the correct way. But so negative is, okay, what happens if user doesn't do something correctly? What if user, instead of zip code, you put your last name? Yeah, how software will react? It should be, I mean, it should point to the issue, but nicely. It shouldn't be crashing or giving weird messages and so on. So then we elaborate on that. We are saying makes no sense if positive testing fails. So guys, I don't want to know how it works if user doesn't do it right, if it doesn't work when user does it right anyway. I mean, let's say if I type in valid login and valid password and it doesn't allow me to log in, I don't care what's going to happen if I come with valid login and invalid password. Yeah, see? So makes no sense if positive testing fails. So we do negative testing after positive. If positive passes, so then we're going to do negative. In lack of time situation, so we have not enough time, guys. We never have enough time. In lack of time situation, you will minimize or even skip negative testing. So in between positive and negative testing, if you have not enough time, you will skip negative, not positive. Because of negative testing being somewhat neglected, you find more bugs in negative testing rather than in positive, because positive testing is given more attention, and so it has fewer bugs there. The volume of negative testing is much larger than volume of positive testing. And we have an illustration here. Yeah? We are talking about zip code field. Zip code field. We have 3 requirements. So it has 5 characters. Those characters are all digits. So requirement number 1, 5. Requirement number 2, all digits. Requirement number 3, it should be an existing zip code. For example, if you do like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 5 zeros, and there is no zip code like that, it should report. It should say, hey, please provide a valid zip code. So we have 3 requirements, and I didn't tell you yet, but testing is about comparing actual behavior of software application against intended behavior. So you compare. Let me write it for you here. Wait a second. Let me write it for you. Okay. Testing Testing is comparing actual behavior of the software against intended intended comes from requirements. How do we know how it should behave? Requirements. We have requirements against intended behavior. Okay, so that is what testing is about. And then we go to zip code field example. So we have 5 requirements. So testing is about comparing how software will behave against those 3 requirements. And then we have test cases. Test case, we will talk a lot about test cases, but just for that specific example, test case is the smallest possible test. You cannot split test case into pieces, smaller pieces. So it fails in one place or it passes just in one place. So we start with 5 digits. So 5, number 1, 5, then all digits, and then existing zip code. And I'm taking that 94085 zip code. That is exactly where I am at the moment in Sunnyvale, California. That is our zip code, which is all 3. 5 digits, it is, 5, it is digits, and it is an existing one. And so what I expect is it will be accepted. You know what? Let me maybe put some, okay, ID. Here we will say purpose, okay. Purpose, maybe title, whatever, different words might be used there. Title. Here we will call it instruction. So what do I type in there? Here expected result, and then okay, since we do not execute, so we do not have actual results on expected result, and here we will say positive or negative. Positive, negative. So that one is positive. Yeah, because I'm not trying to break anything down. I'm not doing anything which is not correct, not what we expect people to do. We expect them to come with proper zip code, and then we accept that zip code. That is positive. Just one positive test case, guys. Then we are saying, okay, let's play with 5. Okay, so what can we do? We can do 6 and 4 digits. So we type for 6, we type 1 extra digit, and then it is somehow rejected. We don't know exactly in which way. So we do not specify that. There might be different ways of rejecting. For example, it might just accept 5 and completely ignore number 6, or it might accept all 6 and then come with an error message. So we do not specify that. We're saying, okay, there is something which user is not supposed to do. So that is negative. Okay, negative. So we have 1 negative. Then we are saying, okay, let's do 4 digits. 4 digits. So it is missing number 5. It should be somehow rejected. So then we have negative number 2. Then we are coming with something which is non-existent. So 0, 0, 0, 0. And it is supposed to be somehow rejected. Number 3. Then you remember we talked about all digits. So let's deal with that requirement. What if it is non-digit? And so it says non-digit, type letter instead of digit. Here we have O, uppercase O, instead of digit 0. Rejected, and somehow we expect it to be rejected, saying digits only or whatever, number 4. Non-digit, and we type special character, let's say @. All the characters belong to either letters, digits, or special characters. Three classes of inputs of characters. So digit, 0, uppercase letter, @ special character. So that is negative number 5, guys. We have 5 now. Non-digit, so instead of typing special character and typing letter, we will paste letter. You can say, is there any difference? Oh, guys, you will be surprised. Sometimes you cannot type, but you can paste. I can give you an example, actually, if you want to look at that, your own eyes. Yeah. Okay, here is the page, web page, which we will look at in greater detail later on. But look at the zip code here. It takes digits, yeah, just 5. It will not. It doesn't accept 6. You know, doesn't accept 6. What if I paste more than 6? What if I paste more? Copy, paste. Hey, look at that. Huh? Look at that. So typing and pasting might be processed by the system differently. I mean, we expect it to be the same, but you have to program it that way. What if I do special characters? Yeah. So zip code itself will not accept nothing. It accepts nothing. Okay. What if I copy and paste? Hop. It does accept them. So just as an example of you know, how things might turn around. So altogether, guys, we have 8 test cases, out of which 1 is positive and 7 are negative. And it is an illustration of that point we made here. The volume of negative testing is much larger than positive. Okay. Let me go back to you guys and making sure that you understand that example and you understand the idea of negative testing to require more time and more different test cases. So just for one positive test case, we've got a bunch of negatives. Why in the world you do that? I don't know. What's the purpose of that picture? Okay. Can there be infinite negative testing? We have requirements. So the number of requirements is limited. So we have exactly, you know, that many requirements. Each and every requirement should be tested with certain number of test cases. So it is limited. So it's not infinite now. It is very limited. And again, I told you that negative testing quite often is being neglected, guys. So people just don't have time for that. In terms of what you give users to use, you care much more, care about positive testing rather than negative. Interesting observation, guys. Developers think and they focus primarily on people being able to do things if they do it right. Okay. Negative testing is not the mindset of a developer. Okay, the mindset of developer is creating opportunities for someone who does it correctly. So if you do not really pay enough attention to negative, nobody will. Nobody will pay attention to negative. Definitely not developers. I mean, they might look at certain things, but not really in a very intensive way. Okay. Keep going, guys. We have more questions in our quiz. Question number 3. What is software testing? Finding errors. Not really. Not really. I mean, it is a part of the deal, but it's not what software testing is about. Software testing is about requirements, guys. Software testing is the function of requirements. No requirements, no testing. See? What is software testing? Great opportunity for me. You are not answering the question. The question is not about you. The question is about what is exactly software testing. Testing that cause is filling requirements, verification, validation, process of validation, verification, error detection. Okay, so we still have the definitions for session 1, that page. What we say about that in our class. So what is software testing? So we are coming with very kind of minimized definition. In reality, you might be talking about it, for a couple of minutes, but just to start with, we are saying software testing is about making sure that software application meets requirements. Or in other words, that requirements for that software application are properly implemented. So that is what we do. And there is a question like, when exactly testing begins? Testing begins. It begins with having the code to test. It begins with having the code to test. No code, no testing. Yeah. And if we go to the to that page with definitions, and it talks about software testing, it says software testing is about 3 things. Yeah, verification, validation, and error detection. Verification is exactly what we mentioned before. Verification is looking for conformance and consistency of evaluating the results against pre-specified requirements. So verification is about, are we building the system right? Are we building the system in conformance with requirements? So that is called verification. There is another part to software testing, which is called validation. Validation is looking at requirements. Sometimes you look at the requirements and say, wait a second, that requirement is not exactly what benefits the customer, or that requirement is not exactly complete, or that requirement is confusing, kind of, ambiguous. So when we look at how requirements are implemented, it is called verification. When we look at the requirements, are they good? Are they benefiting the customers? It is called validation. And then error detection is, to me, error detection is a sub-product of verification. So when you look at actual software and compare how it behaves to the requirements, so you run into errors. You run and report them. So error detection is just sub-product. It will naturally happen if you're going to do verification. You do verification, you run into bugs. So that is what I would say. But again, guys, in the most simple, first kind of level approach to software testing, it is about verification. The primary part of that is verification. Is the actual software up to the requirements? And then definitely we will look at the requirements at some point, but for now, it is not the key element of what we are looking at, okay? So making sure that software application meets requirements. Good. Next question here is number 4. What is software quality? You remember, software testing begins when we have the code to test. Software quality is different. Software quality is completely different, actually, thing. So software quality is a measurement of how close is that software to the expected result, expected behavior. From QA perspective, we have two perspectives here. QA perspective is how far or how close is that software to the requirement. A consumer perspective is about customer satisfaction. So do I like it? Why in the world people like things? Well, it depends on who that people are. I mean, some people like one thing and some people hate an exact same thing. It is a subjective matter. Okay. But when it comes to interviews, guys, if you want to kill, the competition, you start with, there are two major standpoints when we think about software quality. So consumer perspective and software QA perspective. So consumer perspective is about customer satisfaction, and QA perspective is about how close or how far that software is from the requirements. From consumer perspective, it's about customer satisfaction, which is subjective matter. From QA perspective, it's about software being up to requirements. Being up to requirements does not make product popular or selling well. Lots of beginners who join the software testing profession, they think that if they tested software and it's kind of clean, no bugs, no major issues, so people gonna like it, people gonna buy it. No, not really. It's not enough. It should have certain features, it should be better than our competition. I'm not sure if anybody in our group remembers time when Facebook came. Prior to Facebook, we had similar applications, but pretty popular ones. So there was MySpace and there was Friendster and maybe a few more. And then Facebook comes and kills all of them completely, not because of the quality, but because of the idea of that application. Ask me what that idea is about. Guys, I don't know, really. I still don't know. But people liked the idea. That is how Facebook won the competition. So it is not exactly what sells the application. Okay, just remember that. Don't overemphasize that part of commercial success. Inside software company, there are roles who seek quality from consumer perspective. So we are talking about upper management. We are talking about people in sales, public relations, marketing, support. What does it mean to you as a practical matter? If you go to a small company for an interview, why small company? Because in small company, you will talk to people, most likely to people of different trades. So in a big company, you will talk primarily to QA people. In a small company, you might talk to one developer and one QA manager and one salesperson and one, I don't know, vice president of engineering or president even. Okay, so upper management, sales, public relations, marketing, support people. Listen, when they look at you, they want to understand that you are on the same page with them. When you talk to these people, you emphasize the customer satisfaction. You are working on providing customer satisfaction from the position where you are, but that is your focus. So then they like you. Because if you are limiting yourself to requirements, to some technicalities, and you do not understand that the whole thing becomes financially successful only when people buy it, only when people like it, okay? So you are not giving them what they want to see, from you. So when you talk to a QA manager, you emphasize a technical perspective. professional perspective, when you talk to people outside of QA or development groups, so then you emphasize customer satisfaction. Okay, you guys, are you with me? When you push submit from zip code with symbols, it rejected. So what will be actual result? Form reject correctly, but you're not supposed to paste symbol. At least we have some inconsistency. When I was typing, let's say, special characters into that field, it didn't accept anything, and then I was able to paste that. So that by itself, without user pushing the submit button, by itself, that is a very good reason for reporting a bug, because the behavior of that field is inconsistent, and inconsistency is a big time, for writing a bug report, because things are supposed to be consistent. Okay. Verification is development phase. My suggestion to you right now is to leave that teacher, standpoint, and turn to student standpoint. Yeah, because you are kind of changing roles with me. Okay, don't do that. You don't need that stuff. You didn't come to the chat to show them you can teach that subject. Okay, I mean, really, and you might confuse other people. So, and why? I mean, don't distract them from me. Okay. We are like you, like Facebook. I don't like Facebook. I'm not using it much, but I'm just talking about the fact of Facebook killing the competition. You are a good seller. There is a concept called sales through education. So you educate customers. So people come to buy a car, for example, and you educate them. You explain the difference between this and this and this and this, and they make their educated decision. So I am doing sales through education. Okay, so I am educating you so you can choose what to do. Can we do validation testing if we do not participate in verification testing? Definitely, guys, definitely, you might find lots of issues in, of validation nature, just by studying the requirements. When you go to your session one, session one, answers and questions. Okay, let's go there. Actually, I have one. Yeah. Go to the very bottom of it, and it says SQA online, blah, blah, blah. God, I don't know if it is going to open. Nuh-uh. It is not. I'm just thinking where that one might be. You know what? Just a second, guys. Portnow.net. Let's do portnow.net. Just thinking there should be something. Portnow. Just a second. Let me figure out. Copy. Okay, I will try to build another SQL online. Portnow.net. Portnow.net. SQA online. Let's see. We are moving files from place to place sometimes, so I'm just thinking if I have better location. Yeah. Oh God. Wow. Let me make it larger. Okay. I will change it. I will change the link, guys. Don't worry. I will change the link. But so software development life cycle, and then look what it says. Customers. Okay, that one talks about different stages of software development life cycle, which is exactly a waterfall type of software development life cycle. And it says here, incomplete, ambiguous, or contradictory requirements are recognized by skilled and experienced software engineers, and you are part of that team. And where it happens at the software elements analysis stage. We have no requirements yet. We have no architecture yet. We didn't start to code anything. We are not programming anything yet. But listen, at the software elements analysis, you look at the requirements and you will find incomplete, ambiguous, or contradictory requirements. And we will do that, guys. We will do that in our class. You will run into incomplete, ambiguous, contradictory requirements when it comes to analyzing the requirements for the application we are going to test. It is there. But answering your question, can we do validation testing if we do not participate in verification? To participate in verification, we have to be in development stage, analysis, and then requirements, and then architecture, and then development, stage number 4. Yeah? And you can do it at the very first stage. So validation testing does not really require any code to be executed. You can do it at the level of requirements. Did I answer your question? I'm not sure. Yeah. Then, oh yeah, someone just copy pasted that same text. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I have to look at the links on that page. Yeah, definitely. I might make it more reliable. Okay. So, guys, where are we here? We are in that quiz. So, what is software quality? Okay. What is software quality? Yeah, we discussed all that stuff. So, just when you talk to engineers, it's one story. When you talk to management, sales, public relations, marketing, support people, they are all in customer satisfaction business. Okay. So and the winner is talking about two things. You are saying there are two perspectives of quality: consumer perspective and QA perspective, engineering perspective. So that is what, and we have to understand both. That is the killer. That is what gives you the job. Software quality, okay. Software quality assurance. And software quality assurance, when you think about software quality assurance, think also about software testing. Software testing versus software quality assurance. Software testing begins with the source code in place, and software quality assurance begins with analysis. Software quality assurance is looking at the entire process of creating the software. It starts with analysis and requirements and design, and then eventually it comes to code, source code to be tested, and so on. So the object of software quality assurance is the process of producing the software. The subject or the object of software testing is the source code. So software quality assurance is much broader than that. So that is the idea. When you think about what is software quality assurance, say, okay, here is software QA and here is software testing. Software testing might be, you might look at it as a part of software quality assurance. When it comes to software testing, it's one piece of the process. Yeah, we have analysis, we have design, we have requirements and design, and so on. So what do we have here? In your, okay, the process of monitoring and improving all activities associated with software development, all activities, all, okay, let me make it uppercase, all activities associated with software development, from requirements gathering, design and review to coding, testing and implementation. Okay, good. So the object of software quality assurance is the entire process, associated with software development. Okay, and then we go to, I'm sorry, question number 6. What is black/white box testing? What is the difference? So what is one and what is another one? There is one more. There is a gray box testing. We don't talk about it in this question, but what is that? The idea here is, okay, let's read. Black box testing is not related to the program code. White box testing involves finding errors at the source code level. Good. So that one is behavioral level, and that one is source code level. Good. Testing a product without an access to a code. White box testing is testing product with an access to the code. Yeah, pretty much correct. What are we saying here? Black box software testing is done without access to the source code. It doesn't mean, guys, you have no access. It doesn't mean that. For example, look at our class page. For example, here is our class page. Do I have access to the source code of that page? Oh, absolutely. I can say, how would I do this? Wait a second. View page source. Yeah. Okay. Here is the code. So if I am able to find problems in JavaScript, in HTML, so you see JavaScript functions here. I mean, lots of stuff on that page. If I can do that, guys, I will be doing white box testing. I can do it. I mean, I have access, but I'm not. I just found the bug that not on that page, on this page. I found the bug that this link doesn't go to the place where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to portnov.net website. Okay, so I will go and change it. I will go and change it. But what's here? Did I go to the source code? No, I didn't. I don't want to. I mean, why would I go to the source code? So, but I have access. I can also say view page source. Okay, I can go to that link and find out why it is pointing somewhere, or maybe by mistake or whatever. I have access. I just don't use it. See what I mean? Coming back to here. Done without access to the source code. It is not done without having an access. I'm not using that access. Very good. White box testing is done with access to the code. Bugs are reported at the source code level, not behavioral. So behavioral is for black box. Okay. White box testing is about how it is done, not about who does it. See what I mean? I can be a tester and I can get to the source code and find a problem there. So developers can do white box testing. White box testers can do white box testing. Black box testers can do white box testing. Yeah. Black box testing is done by testers, developers, and whoever might be involved. So developer also does black box testing and white box testing and development, really. So developers, by the way, guys, are doing lots of testing. maybe 40%, sometimes more than 40% of development time is testing. Definitely, developers are primarily using their tools and their knowledge to test software at completely different level, but testing is a very big part of development. Look what developer is doing. So developer is coding. So let's say some code in Java. It does write some code in Java. So developer does programming. Then developer also does white box testing when he needs to find the bug. And then at some point, developer says, okay, let's see how it works. He launches the application, pretends to be a user, and makes sure it works. If he finds a bug, he turns back to white box testing or programming, because part of the programming is called debugging. So finding bugs with a debugger, special tool. So developer does all three: programming, white box testing, and black box testing. Okay, so far, guys, any problems, any issues, any questions? Are you with us? Yes, no. Where are you? Okay. Clear. Okay. Okay. Just want to make sure you are there because you are so quiet. How to answer this question? What is the most important impact QA can have on product development process? Well, the way we teach that is by looking at requirements. The point here is requirements are being changed. I mean, it is inevitable. And that is why when it comes to software design, one of the most important properties of the design is called scalability. So it's easy to change, easy to introduce more things, to change. And so the changes to requirements are very painful if it happens at later stage. So because we have requirements, then we do design, and then you know what, we have to change that design. That is very, very painful. And it results in numerous problems, issues, bugs, whatever. So, and considering that, I would say that if QA folks are capable of analyzing the requirements and identifying those incomplete, ambiguous requirements, that thing. So that is the maximum contribution you can expect from them, because that is, in terms of preventing troubles, it is huge. So that is how we answer that question in that class. Yeah. And again, it's not that much about what exactly you answer, because different people might have different idea, but it is more about how you explain your answer. So I mean, if it comes with a point, so then everybody appreciates your answer. If you just say something and God knows why, so that is a different thing. So they might disagree with you and you have nothing to prove that you have a point. So that is the worst case scenario. You should have a point. Debugging is same as retesting. No, not really. Why? I mean, why? Okay. Testing begins from code and requirements. No. There are stages in the software development lifecycle. There are stages, and we look at the stages of waterfall model of software development lifecycle. And again, I just did show you the page. Really, where is that? Yeah. So analysis, requirements, architecture, implementation means coding, coding, then testing, documentation, And then a couple of things, training and support, you might not have it, and it's not very common. Maintenance, so 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and so on. So that is the story here, okay? Here is the story. And again, wait a second, where are we here? No, what's your question? Testing begins from code, okay? Coding is a stage, programming. When you have code developed, so then you can test the code. If you have no code, you have nothing to test. And requirements are needed at much earlier stage. So first, there is some analysis. As a result of analysis, we have the requirements. As the result of requirements, we have the design or architecture. And then after the design is ready, so the developers start coding. So, okay. As the beginners, will we be able to participate in meetings with clients, so we could discuss the requirements, or it depends on the company? You do not necessarily work in a company which has clients, because lots of companies are doing software for the open market. So let's say if you work for Google, if you work for Facebook, if you work for Microsoft, you do not have clients. You really you do that software for the market. It's not like consulting companies developing some application for whatever insurance agency. So then you have a client. If you want to go to the meeting with the client, they might take you or they might not take you. Really depends what kind of company, and you have to be at certain level to really participate in something which, especially if it involves people from outside. And why in the world you care about it? Laura, forget about that stuff for the next couple of years for sure. Okay, just forget about that. Now, what is here? Can we have the link for recorded session for the first class? Oh, sure, absolutely. You go to the online homepage. Where is that? Yeah. Copy. Definitely, you go there, and here are all the links. Trial. Okay, keep going. Keep going. No, too many pages open. Okay. No. Number 7, define software development lifecycle. The way we define it is software development lifecycle, or SDLC. We are saying software development lifecycle is a conceptual model used in project management, which describes software development process in stages. And when we start talking about that, we talk about waterfall development model, waterfall versus agile. We will talk a lot about agile here, but so conceptual model used in project management, which describes software development process in stages. We do not have to include stages. Stages are not defining software development life cycle. Stages might be different. It depends what kind of software, what kind of situation, so normally I would say, guys, let's go to Google and type SDLC, and then look at pictures, images. Look how many different pictures are here. For example, that one has 6 squares. Oh God, where? Okay, 6. Planning, defining. What the hell is defining? They definitely explain. Yeah. Oh, requirements. Okay, requirements. Everybody calls that requirements. Okay. Planning, requirements, design, coding, testing, deployment. Okay. Deployment means you go to the place, probably, let's say Wells Fargo Bank. You have to install it, you have to train users, and so that kind of cycle they have. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. You might go to this one, for example. So you have planning, analysis, and then design, and then implementation. When they say implementation here, they mean coding. The word implementation is used in 2 different meanings. So either it is coding or it is installation, training, and so on. Here, the meaning is installation. I'm sorry, programming, testing and integration, maintenance. So 6 stages. Let me do something more sophisticated. Look at that one. Comes from Wikipedia, actually. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Okay. Here it is. Comes from Wikipedia. Can I make it larger? I don't know. Yeah, I can make it larger. No. Hey. Okay. So initiation. God knows. I mean, there is some text here. Initiation. System concept development. That's a big project. Planning, requirements analysis, design, development, integration and testing, implementation. When they say implementation, they go and install it and teach people and different things. Operations and maintenance. And look at the last one, disposition. Sometimes, guys, it's a separate project on how to get rid of that and replace it with something else. Disposition even. So what I'm telling you, we have lots of different pictures. You can go and look and compare. But normally, when we talk about software waterfall, software development cycle, so we will talk about common. Okay, here are the common stages. So analysis. So business analysts go to the place and analyze how people work and what that software should do. The future software. They go, let's say we have Wells Fargo Bank. Business analysts go and look at how tellers work, okay, what they do, and they create use cases. And use case is a kind of communication between user and the system in achieving a goal. Let's say you want to create a checking account, and the system asks different questions. Based on what the question, the answer is, it moves you to another question, and another question, another question. And eventually you are able to create 63 checking accounts, different checking accounts with different configurations of that account. It means you have 63 use cases, different communications, question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. Boom, we have the checking account. Okay, use case. And so first it is analysis done by business analysts. Okay, then from business requirements, it goes into technical requirements. From technical requirements, it goes into design or architecture, where scalability is one of the key factors, important factors. And then it goes to development. Sometimes it is called coding, sometimes it's called implementation, and then it goes to testing. Don't forget that lots of testing is done at the development stage. But then they might have, guys, we have code freeze, okay, code freeze, and after that code freeze, they give you, let's say, 2 weeks for testing only. All developers do is fixing bugs. Okay, they do not implement new features. That is the meaning of code freeze. Stop the new implementations. so fixing, so developers bugs fixing kind of stage for developers. And then maintenance. Maintenance means you keep coming with small updates, and so that is another stage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guys, it's enough. That is the basic, very key list of common stages for waterfall software development lifecycle model. Hopefully, it is kind of easy to understand. And again, you will primarily learn how the agile methodology works, because it's very common nowadays, and we have 2 projects done in agile, and we have lectures and everything, so we have a lot of stuff on the agile. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, keep going. Software development lifecycle, very good. Number 8, what is use case? We just discussed what's use case, yeah? So use case is a communication between user and system to achieve a kind of completed business task. Create a checking account with a certain configuration. Completed business task. What are you saying? Use case is a format. Yes, use case is a format used by business analysts for specifying system requirements. Exactly. So use case is a format used by business analysts for specifying system requirements, and use case is the communication between the two, user and system. Very good. Use case. It's a format used by business analysts for specifying system requirements. Each use case normally represents completed business operation performed by user. Okay, communication, yeah, between system and user to complete that business operation. Very good. Number 9. It was 8? Yeah, okay, number 9. What is the difference between software testing and software quality assurance? What is the difference? And we discussed that. The subject is different. So software testing is about finding what's wrong with the product. Quality assurance, creation is error-free performance. No, I don't know where you got that. What is the difference? Testing is mainly focused on the source code. Black, gray, and white box testing. Okay. Testing is mainly focused. The object is different. The source code. The quality assurance measures the quality of processes used to create a quality product. Quality, let's say, software product. In our case, yeah, software product. It looks at the entire process, which includes developing the source code. Okay. So the object of software quality assurance is the process of creating this software product. Okay. Number 9. Number 10. What is regression testing? Okay, guys. Very simple definition. So regression testing is making sure nothing was broken as a result of code being modified. Nothing was broken as a result of code being modified. Anytime developers modify a code for whatever reason, fixing a bug, developing a feature, whatever the reason they modify the code, they might break it. That is the nature of software development. So regression testing is not how we do it. Regression testing is the purpose, why we do it, making sure it is not, making sure nothing was broken. We can say also the very first testing to be done after receiving a new build. Build is a compiled version of software build, and it comes to you after build acceptance testing, build acceptance test. So build acceptance test is normally done on building side, DevOps side. So when build is ready, they make sure it's good enough to go to QA. So after build, after the build acceptance test passes, and only if it passes, so that build goes to QA, and it is going for regression testing, to be the very first testing to be done by QA after receiving a new build. Yeah, that is normal. I mean, not necessarily, but kind of it's a common, very common practice. So you just, before you make sure the new things are properly implemented, you want to make sure nothing got broken. You cannot afford to make a step back. New build, each new build should represent a step forward. If it comes with a step back, you reject that build, and you want to make sure the new build is a step forward, not a step back or half forward and half back. That is the idea. File, save. Okay, guys. So from let me go to you. So guys, no, not now. Okay. Any questions? Any concerns? So what is Agile? We will talk a lot about Agile, as I mentioned. So we really have a bunch of things. Agile is just another model of developing software. It's quite different from waterfall. So if waterfall is just step by step by step, so you have, let's say, 6 months and 50 different features to develop. And Agile is opposite. Agile is when you have, let's say, 2 weeks and 2 features to develop. So each and every 2 weeks, you have another cycle called sprint. And in that sprint, you do just a couple of features which everybody wants right now. So it's kind of more following the immediate needs of users. We need a link to that session. The link to that session is going to be on the class page, the online home page here. The link to that session is going to be right here, next to the January 6th, next, right here. There will be, you want me to show you how it is done? Yeah. Just a second. So I have the file. It's called session 1 file, save. Okay. Okay, no changes to be made. And then I'm saying, okay, edit page. Look how easy it is. I mean, yeah, you might be curious. Okay, let's see, guys. Just takes a couple of seconds. So easy page, edit page. So first of all, it will open the kind of the code. The code is here, but I use the visual representation. So first of all, we have to do the we have to upload the text file. Yeah, we have to upload the text file, add new file, the txt file, which I was keeping for your notes. Okay, it is, well, I would say it's relatively slow, could be faster. selecting the files. I go to my desktop. I have that online class folder. Here is your file. Okay, here is your file. Okay, and hey, let's go. Okay, here is the URL for your file. And now we go to your page, session 1, yeah, and we will say May 9, 2022 / notes. Okay, and here are your notes. Okay, notes are here, and then I will do same way. I will do the May 9 link after I create the file and upload to YouTube, and then I will put a link right here. Okay, it's an update. So guys, any more questions? Yeah, so definitely we have whatever we do, guys, is available for watching again and again and again. But at the same time, I can tell you that what you can do, you can watch the pretty much same session we had. I mean, 95% the same with the previous class, and it's given to you on the class page. Yeah, it's right here. So January 6th class is pretty much what we had today. So within maybe 2 hours, we will update that link. Okay, guys, thank you very much. And how many of you are here? Let me see. 206 people in the chat. What I can tell you guys, if you like it, I would ask you to maybe share the idea of that class that exists, and with your friends, with the link to the page and so on. So you might be bringing a few more people to the class, which is always good. So I like to teach more people, and but it's okay. So in case you might have an idea of who to recommend that class to. Okay, thank you very much, and let me finish. Thank you for being with me today, and it was a pleasure to entertain you. So you didn't provide much of feedback, but at least some activities did take place, and hopefully we will have more activities next time. And guys, please do the homework for session 2, which we're going to have tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, thank you very much.